Okay guys, here are the Truengine 3 SEs. You'll have to forgive me, this is my time trying to record this video. Trying to make sure I include everything, but trying to make it short, quick to the point. It's probably going to be about 10 minutes, so feel free to scroll through the video if there's something you didn't care to listen to. I'm going to basically go down on how I'm going to break this down is I'm going to tell you about what's included, what I think about the build quality, details about the product, sound quality, differences and issues. Because before I had the Truengine SEs, the first generation, I think, and now it's the Truengine 3 SEs. I don't know what happened to the 2s, but whatever. I've already unboxed it, as you can see. So here's the box. These are the manuals that come with it. You got the comply tips information. They did include a pair of comply tips, which are fantastic. They do help with noise isolation. I love them. One bad thing is that you're going to have to eventually replace them because we all have earwax and they get really disgusting after a certain point. Maybe that's just me though. I got the benefits. These do have a warranty. I would double check on the website. It says up to 21 months, but I wouldn't necessarily, I don't think that applies to everything. Charging tips, just information. Logo update, they changed the logo. So here's the comply tips. They pop right on and you just kind of mush them up, stick them in your ear, and it will mold to your ear, which is fantastic. They do have different sizes for these, so if these don't suit your ear canal, if they're too small or too big, you can always go out and order a different size, and I'm sure it'll work very good for you. These are the other 6 ear tips. I have my own ear tips that I've already put on them, but these might suit you. They're very subjective from person to person, so I would definitely recommend trying all of them out to see what suits you best. And if these aren't it, go on Amazon. There's companies that sell tons of these and all different styles and types, so figure out what works for you. What's awesome about these headphones is they also include a USB-C cable, USB-C cable instead of USB micro 2.1 or whatever they called them before. Finally, someone's updating to this because a lot of other companies are still sticking to the USB micro. All right, here are the tips. Yep, these two are included, and this is the case of the housing. Sorry, it's not pretty. It's about 7 centimeters wide, 4 centimeters tall or thick, and then 3¼ centimeters in thickness. So, let's see. As you can see, they got 2 little prongs there. These are the. You can see the buds slip right in, charge up, no issue. It's red when it's charging. This is the battery life indicator on the case. You should be able to charge it up to, I believe, 3 or 4 times. Each session's about 6 hours. With the old Truengine SEs, I had no issues with that. I would say the battery life was just about right, as they talked about, and they were just great. Compared to XM3s, I know they're probably in a completely different league to some people. In my opinion, these sound amazing. The dual dynamic drivers are better than this is literally the best sounding Bluetooth earbuds true wireless earbuds that I've used so far. I was really surprised to say that, but I tried dual dynamic driver earbuds before, and I was like, I wonder if they make them in Bluetooth. So once I got to try the original SEs out, I was hooked. Let's see. In terms of sound quality, these sound great. They have a kind of a V-shaped sound, so the bass is heavy, well, relatively heavy, not super bassy, but enough for me in my trap music. The mids are pretty good, and the vocals on these changed from the SEs. I would say the bass drowned out the vocals somewhat to a degree on the old SEs, but the vocals are extremely forward. Not too much, but they sound fantastic to me. I feel like it was definitely an improvement. I would say I lost a little bit of soundstage, but maybe that's just me. I'm no sound engineer, so yeah. Let's see. So I talked about what's included, build quality. One thing that I didn't like about this is the case, because the top flap is just very flimsy. It just closes and opens really, really easily. It's got a little bit of play in it, but I guess it doesn't really serve any purpose in terms of like compared to this, because this one actually, no, it's the same exact thing, but the quality of the lid is it closes much more smoothly, and there's no play in it. But you'll notice that this one in particular has a little bit of a play, and it's just very light. It doesn't have that mold as you can see the other one had. But honestly, it's not really going to make much of a difference. It's got the smooth rubber finish, the matte rubber finish, and then the tips. Oh yeah, there you go. The tips actually have been improved. Initially, I thought they used the exact same housing. I assumed that because I was like, they're just going to be cheap about it. The old ones worked fine. But the truth is they actually made the housing a bit smaller. It's very hard for me to show you here, but you have to see it in person. You'll see that the top side tapers a little bit more, and overall, it's just the overall thickness is a little bit smaller, which is great because I felt like these protruded out a little bit too much. So with the upgrades with the Truengine 3 SEs, they did shrink the housings. You'll even notice that they shrank this clear plastic part just a little bit, couple millimeters, and it does make a huge difference on the fitment. Not to say that these were bad, but this is better. The old one actually also had 3 prongs as well. I'm not really sure what difference it made, but new one has only 2 prongs, which is nice. Some people complain about the contacts not charging properly, so hopefully these won't be an issue. I haven't had any issues yet. I drop it right in, it charges right up, as you can see. Another upgrade that they made on these was that they changed the buttons from physical buttons to haptic, touch sensitive buttons, which is fantastic. They also changed the way the buttons function. So one touch now will change the volume rather than, I think, the old ones where you had to double tap to change the volume. And then double tapping will basically stop or start the music, and then holding your finger on the button will change the track. Tapping the button 3 times will call your assistant. So for me, it calls Siri. Works great. I haven't had any issues with it. I've heard of other companies where the touch sensitivity is not very good, or it's kind of gimmicky, but these worked great. Another thing they did was change the light. As you can see, it was in the logo before, which honestly was kind of annoying. And now it's just this tiny LED, which is, it's cleaner. I will say that for sure. It's still a little bit on the bright side. So especially if you're in the dark, it's like a little torch. As you can see how it glares into my camera lens. But they function exactly the same. So when there's no music playing or no sound coming through, the light will come on. When the music's playing, it turns off. When you're pairing, speaking of pairing, so automatically they'll go into pairing mode if it's not connected into anything when you first initially open them, because it's going to automatically connect to whatever device it has connected to last. But if you want to, you can only pair it to one device at a time. So if you want to switch devices, what you just do is you hold your finger on here until the light changes to a blinking mode. Oh, there you go. So red and white, that means it's in device pairing mode. And then you just grab whatever other device that you paired it to before and just click to tell it to connect, and it connects right in, no issue whatsoever. I understand that, you know, a lot of devices like the Bose QC35s can connect to 2 devices at the same time, and you don't have to bother wasting your time with this, but it's not that big of an issue for me. To turn them on or off, basically you can just hold the button. So if they're already off due to, say, it's been disconnected for a period of time, it'll automatically turn off, which is great to save battery. So when you hold it, it goes into pairing mode. If you hold it longer, they turn off, as you can see it just did a moment ago. Let's see, so far these earbuds have been great. I've talked about the differences. I guess the only issue I've noticed so far with this particular set is that I will hear a little bit of a strange pitch in the right ear when when there's nothing playing. It's I'm not sure what to call it, but it's what it sounds like. But it's just like a slight buzzing, and it's a little annoying. I kind of want to see if they'll let me do an exchange, since, yeah, they're just. But at the same time, if you have your music on, you're not gonna notice it, honestly. Like, I don't know if it's just I got unlucky with this particular pair, but yeah, that's my experience so far. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. Please subscribe and like the video if you did. And yeah, thank you very much for your time. Hope you guys have a good one.